Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. It's Mama Beauty's here, coming back at you with another live update on Patrick Frazee. He has finished up all the witnesses that are going to be called in his case for the prosecution and the defense. And so we are gathered here to talk about everything that has went on so far. There has been 10 days of trial, and I'm just going to kind of talk about just nothing for the first few minutes while we get some people to hop on. But they have been in trial all week. Do you have any information on Rodney Reed, Brandy? I would love to hear that something happened with that. He is scheduled for execution on November 20th, and that just breaks my heart more than you know. Is there information? That is so sad. Is he going to get a new trial? Does anybody know? Ooh, let me just look that up while we're waiting on everyone to hop on so we can do the update on Patrick Frazee. He has been in court for the last 10 days. He is the Colorado man that is accused of first-degree murder and 3 counts of soliciting murder, and he's also being charged with, destroying the body and all of that. Oh my God, that is so awesome, Brandy. You're kidding me. That is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And all of those celebrities that took the time out of their daily lives, that got involved and contacted the governor on his behalf, that is just, wow. There is, whoo, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, that just makes me so happy. You have no idea. I am elated to hear that. I don't even have to look it up. That is great news. You guys, if you don't know who Rodney Reed is, he is a man that has went to trial back in the day, and he was accused of killing the girl that he was just having an affair with. Allegedly, is what he is saying, and that it was a Texas court and that they prosecuted him because her husband was a police officer, and he actually framed Rodney Reed, is what he's saying, and that he found out they were having an affair, and he is the one that killed his wife, and he knew that Rodney would get charged with it. Well, Rodney had some trouble with court before, and other women making false accusations against him, but they were dismissed. But that sealed him still in a Texas court because he is an African American man. And then the husband actually got charged after Rodney was serving his death sentence. He got charged with going to a domestic violence call and raping the woman from the call. And he served 10 years in prison for this, but got away with the murder of his wife, is what Rodney is saying. And so he's never really been given a fair trial, and I'm glad that he is going to get a fair trial. Whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, wherever you fall on that spectrum and what you believe about Rodney, he definitely deserves his day in court. Thank you for the breaking news, Brandy. You're awesome, sister. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leah, isn't that great? Woo! Can I get an amen to the people in the back? Rodney Reed is going to get another trial. These kind of things just really float my boat, tickle my pickle, whatever you want to call it. This is my jam. This is what makes these moments and studying and researching and doing all this amazing. So now I'm going to have to come back and do another Rodney Reed live because I've just taken over Patrick Frazee update live with Rodney Reed amazingness. I can't wait to tell my daughter. I've got to tell her really fast. Okay, so we're going to give you the Patrick Frazee update. Who is Patrick Frazee? Again, he is being, let me just do this real fast. Rodney Reed is getting a new trial, girl. He got a stay of execution. Can you believe that? Okay, so Patrick Frazee is accused of killing the mother of his 1-year-old child on Thanksgiving of last year. She just came up missing. She was last seen on video surveillance from her neighbor's camera and from a Safeway camera. And then Patrick did not report her missing. Her family finally got worried and came to her place of residence in Colorado and reported her missing. He had not reported her missing since, I believe, Thanksgiving fell on November 22nd last year, and she did not get reported missing until December 2nd, you guys. It was like 10 days later. She came to her apartment, thought something was up, and reported her missing. Well, they came to the apartment. No one knew that the apartment was the crime scene, and police were in and out. The brother and the mother moved into the victim's home while they were looking for her. Well, Patrick was acting really weird. He was saying messed up things to people, which we will get into. And he just had no concern for her being missing. All he was worried about was their 1-year-old daughter and who was going to get custody. And I've done other videos of what happened in the beginning of this case before, but this is going to sum it all up. So basically, his mistress comes forward around December 19th and tells the police, because they can tell that the victim's phone has pinged in the area of where this mistress lived. They traced the mistress back to the victim's fiance as someone that he had been having a relationship with on and off for over a decade. So they traced back to her. They said they wanted to talk to her, and she said before she would talk that she wanted a plea deal. So she got her plea deal, and then she started talking to the police. And her story is that Patrick called her on Thanksgiving and said that he had murdered his wife, or not his wife, I'm sorry, murdered his fiance, Kelsey, and that she needed to come clean up the mess. She also says that he asked her to kill Kelsey, which is the victim, the Patrick Frazee's ex-fiance, who is no longer with us, God rest her soul. He asked his mistress, which we are going to call KK, okay? He asked KK if she would come and kill Kelsey, and he asked her to do it with poison in her coffee, and to just knock on her door and offer her a caramel macchiato from Starbucks just randomly, but put poison in it because she was a nurse, and he either wanted her to give her a very strong narcotic that would make her die or to poison her. And so the mistress went as far as knocking on Kelsey's door and giving her the coffee, but she tells PF that she didn't ever poison it. And KK, we will never know if she really did poison it or not, because if Kelsey was smart, she didn't drink it, which if someone knocked on my door right now and offered me a coffee and I didn't know him from Adam, I would pour it down the sink immediately. So she also says that when that failed, that Patrick asked the mistress if she would, he gave her a pipe to do it with and said to just wait for her outside of her apartment and hit her with that. She didn't. Then he told her to do it with a bat. And allegedly, she even went as far as bringing a bat from her home in Idaho to Colorado and to come and do this, but then she chickened out again. And allegedly, Patrick told her, well, I guess you don't care about my 1-year-old daughter who is being abused. I guess I'm going to have to do it myself. And if something happens to my 1-year-old daughter, then you are going to be responsible. And so then she said that she got the message that she needed to clean up the mess, that he had just killed her. And she said that she couldn't come that day because it was Thanksgiving and she was with all of her family, and she has kids of her own, you guys. So she said that she went the next day, and her and Patrick cleaned up the crime scene, and that Patrick carried out the body in a black tote of some sort, and that he took it to his ranch on his property to the very back by the barn, and that he had a trough there that already had wooden pallets in it, and that he put the body in that wooden pallet within the tote, douse the tote with 5 gallons of gasoline, put a tin roof on top so that the heat would be held in and not escape, and that he burnt the body, and that she left, and that was that. That was her story, and that is what she is alleging. She said that she took Kelsey's phone and Kelsey's gun to Idaho with her. They staged a few texts pretending to be Kelsey, and they destroyed Kelsey's phone, and they gave the gun away to a friend. Okay, so this is what happened so far. The jury selection, you guys, began October 28th. Right before Halloween, they started picking out the jurors. And in an earlier video, I was told it was 7 women and 5 men. But in this other report, they're saying that, which would make 12. You always get a juror of 12, I thought. But this article is saying that on November 1st, 9 women and 7 men and 4 alternatives, 2 men and 2 women for the alternatives, sat down for this jury, and that the judge stated that the jury has the option to charge Frazee with not first-degree murder. That if they look at all the evidence, the judge said this today in court, that if the jurors look at all the evidence, they do not have to charge him with first-degree murder. They can charge him with a lesser charge of second-degree murder or manslaughter. And Kelsey, we all know, was last seen on the neighbor's camera, like I said, and at Safeway on Thanksgiving. And on December 19th, we know that that's when Crystal Kenny came forward and told that story that I just gave you guys, of that Patrick was the one that hit the mother of his child, Kelsey. And she says that she cleaned up the crime for Patrick, and that is her story. And she got a plea deal of tampering with evidence before she told them what Patrick did, to be able to testify. And an agent in court during this trial even said that they would not have a case without Crystal. And so they never ended up with a body because, of course, Crystal is saying that he burned it, so they won't ever find one. And Patrick's prison friend came forward to testify today, and he was on the stand, and they would not release his name. And allegedly, while Patrick was in prison, he asked him to kill all the witnesses in the trial, and he actually gave him a list of who to kill, and they asked him multiple times to kill Crystal Kenny, and he told him if she was dead, it would help him get out of jail, you guys. And he said, quote, "They all need to disappear." And both defense and prosecution rested their cases today, and Patrick chose not to testify, you guys. And closing arguments will be heard on Monday. So we may even get a verdict as early as next week, depending on how long the jury decides to deliberate. Mama Beauties, why am I being shadow banned on the last 2 previous videos? I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that. AM, and I am so sorry. I would never shadow ban you from anything. What does that mean, you guys? Help me out. What's a shadow ban? The little thing on beside your name says that I can still put you in a timeout or block you, which means that you haven't been restricted in any way. It's probably StreamYard. Unfortunately, they have certain words that a lot of people have told me that their comments don't get through, is because there's certain words that StreamYard won't let people use in the comments. I guess it's to help YouTubers make money, but this is not a monetized video, so I'm so sorry. Can you try to type it again and see if it keeps taking away that comment, then there's a certain word in it. Thank you, AM, and I love you too. You are my biggest supporter. I mean, you brought tears to my eyes when you gave me my super chat of that much money. I mean, wow. Thank you. Yeah, try backing out and coming back in and trying it like that, AM. I'm so sorry. So closing arguments will be heard on Monday, you guys, and of course we won't hear them until the end of the day. Yeah, I'm sure Truther Sleuther that some of your comments have been like they ban them almost. I guess it's a way for them to help YouTubers not get to be able to not have to disable comments to be able to monetize videos. Because sometimes when you monetize a video, the whole video's content can be perfect, but you can say something in the comments, I think as small as predator or something like that, and it will demonetize the video because of that. It's where you're strike down from your content being seen. Yeah, I think it filters comments and it's so annoying. I'll have to check out TrueTube. So we know that the FBI on Wednesday in court said that the tooth was likely human, but could not link it to Kelsey's DNA specifically, you guys. And it was destroyed during testing. So, I hated to hear that. And that a specialist that testified in court said that the tooth fragment was actually two of them. One was a tiny particle and the other one was a larger particle of the tooth. And DNA was detected on the tooth, but it was too small to create an actual profile. And they could tell it belonged to a female, though. And the blood samples that were taken from Kelsey's home at the crime scene were only of Kelsey's and the previous owner. They did not find any kind of blood or DNA of Patrick's at the crime scene because it is admitted in court by a forensic specialist that bleach does take away almost all of DNA. And so basically, Kelsey met him online as well, from what I can tell. And I think Shanann and Chris Watts met online as well. So I will never date again. But if I do end up dating, I'm definitely never going to date somebody that I met online after all of this craziness that goes on online. And I mean, I don't even think I'll ever have a meet and greet because of just how ugly and demonic and foul and just ruthless this world is. So I want to point out all the things that Patrick has against him, and then I want to ask you guys if you think he's going to walk. Now, listen, I wrote down all the things that make him look bad. I wrote down things that could be possible motives and evidence that he has against him. And I'm going to present it to you guys, and then I want you guys to tell me whether you think he's going to walk, if he's going to get first-degree murder, second-degree, manslaughter, or nothing, okay? In the comments. So basically, he does have surveillance against him, showing him 11 times on Thanksgiving Day at Kelsey's apartment, going in and out the front door when he told police officers that he picked up the child in the alleyway but at around 1 p.m. But he is shown going in and out that apartment from like sometime around 1 until 4:30 that afternoon. All right. His family was expecting him for Thanksgiving. They ate their Thanksgiving around 3:45 and he still had not shown up. And when he did show up at 5 p.m. for his family's Thanksgiving, he did not give them a reason on why he was late. And this is a testimony from his own brother. And he went outside immediately and started doing things outside, and he did not eat with the family. His brother got there at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving and said Patrick was not there until 5 p.m. He is seen on Kelsey's surveillance all day between 1 and 4:30. Now, he did not report her missing either. He let 10 days pass of having no communication with her and did not report her missing. Patrick's mother also, it is reported in court that Patrick's mother hated Kelsey, which is not really a motive or evidence, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. And he did go in after the after she came up missing. He did go in and ask a Verizon employee if the other phone, which was Kelsey's, that was on his account, was destroyed, would people be able to get information off of it? And the Verizon employee felt immediately weird and odd, went into the restroom, looked up Patrick's name, because when Patrick walked into the Verizon store, he looked at the employee and says, "Don't believe everything you hear." And the employee thought it was weird because he did not know what he was talking about. But then when he asked him if the other phone, which was Kelsey's, on his account was destroyed, could information still be gotten off of it? It alarmed every bell in his head, and he went into the bathroom, he Googled him, he saw everything, and he contacted law enforcement. So then his lack of concerns to the officers, everyone that had conversations with Patrick following her being reported missing, said that he had lack of emotion, lack of concern. He just said that they were broke up, and he acted like it wasn't his problem. All right. Then also he was paying $700 a month in child support, and this was November, and he had not paid that since July. Okay. I'm not done either. There's so much more. All right. And there were custody papers at Patrick's house when they got a search warrant and went inside Patrick's home. They found custody papers that were there for August. Now, mind you, this is November when they did this, or December when they did it. And they said that the custody papers had been drawn up, but they were not filed in a court. So, but they did have a post date of August 2018. Patrick was arrested 2 days later after Crystal Kinney came forward and told the police, because she knew they had pinged that phone before she destroyed it on her own property. So the last place that phone pinged was in her front yard. And there were still 2 burn marks when they went out to Crystal's property, and little pieces of plastic from the glass screensaver. Plastic / glass screensaver. The box caught on camera in the back of Patrick Frazee's truck that the body was allegedly transported in moved from one place when the truck was caught on surveillance on a furniture store. It was in a certain place, turned a certain way when he was going towards Kelsey's home. But on his way back, the same surveillance caught Patrick's truck coming back with that box in a different place, turned around in a different position on the way back. He texted a friend the same staged answer that Crystal Kinney took Kelsey's phone back to Idaho, and she texted Kelsey's job so they would not be concerned about her, that Kelsey's grandmother was sick and she had to go take care of her and she would not be at work. She pretended to be Kelsey. Crystal has admitted this, and she texted Kelsey's boss and said, "Hey, my grandmother's sick. I'm not going to be coming in. I need to take some time off." And so Patrick actually told that same excuse that Crystal used to stage text to Kelsey's boss. He told his brother, like an idiot, the exact same thing that Crystal told the boss as a stage text. So when Patrick's brother Sean asked him, what's up with Kelsey? Has anyone found her? He said that she was visiting her sick grandmother. So that ties him in a way as well. And then his brother also said that he did not, or the reports also said that Sean Frazee did not look at Patrick during his testimony one time, but when he got off the stand and was exiting the courtroom, he rolled his eyes at Patrick. And this is his brother Sean, who said they weren't close, that they had not been close for 3 years. He did say that Patrick Frazee did not arrive to the Thanksgiving, like I told you guys, until 5 p.m. And KK's testimony about how the crime took place, that was presented in court. And she told them about him asking her to kill Kelsey 3 times prior, the poison, the pipe, and the bat. And she testified that Kelsey's last words were, "Please stop," according to what Patrick told her. And she testified that he burned the body in a black tote box, which was seen in the back of his truck, you guys, on that surveillance, which he placed inside a trough that he had wooden pallets in the bottom of it. And she said it was done on his property, past the house, way back by the black barn. And in a video that they showed in court, Crystal takes investigators back to this point when they got the search warrant for Patrick's property, his ranch. She took them back there. She pointed the spot out, and they could tell that it had been covered up with dirt. You could tell that there was a burn scar, but somebody had tried to hide it by putting fresh dirt over it. And Crystal pointed that area out, and that's where they found the tooth. They took the fresh dirt off, and they found melted plastic, and they found the tooth, that it was a human female tooth. And so she also pointed out the large gas can that he used that was still there. And 2 of Patrick's ranch hands admitted in court to covering the burn scar area with dirt after Patrick Frazee told them to. They both had exact matching stories that they said Thanksgiving week, Patrick Frazee asked them to move that trough after filling it with wooden pallets to a certain place on the ranch. And when they got back after Thanksgiving, that Patrick Frazee had them to load up all of the debris and everything from that burned trough into a trash can, and they took it to a waste facility. And he was also caught telling a friend that he figured out how to kill Kelsey. A friend testified against him that Patrick told him that. And saying to the same friend, "No body, no crime." And the plastic, again, that I told you that was found underneath the fresh dirt on the dirt pile on the ranch, plus the tooth. And asking his friend if they will find Kelsey's blood on his clothes if he washed them already. He tried to tell his friend that Kelsey had a nosebleed a while back, and he just wanted to know if they could find blood on his clothes, and that it might implicate him, even though he says he didn't do it to his friend, but he just asked his friend if that could like seal his fate by having Kelsey's blood on the clothes, even if they've been washed. And then KK being given the phone and the gun to get rid of, because with the gun, the police got Crystal to tell them who she gave it to, and they went and got the gun back from her friend Mark, and they traced the gun back, and it came registered to Kelsey in like 2014, I believe. And then Patrick was seen on coming back to Kelsey's after the murders, and he was seen on surveillance with his friend. One of his friends took him back there, and Kelsey had a package sitting on the front porch that came from her brother for an ornament that he was sending his niece Kaylee, her daughter. And Patrick had the friend pick up the package off of Kelsey's porch and take it. Why would he take a package if your wife or your fiance is just missing? You knew to take that package because you knew that she wouldn't be back to get it. But what do you guys think? That's all the evidence against him. I don't believe there's anything else. I did not get to see all the chats until now. I'm so sorry, but bring them in. Let me know. Do you think that he will be charged with first-degree murder, second-degree manslaughter, or get off? What do you guys think? Oh, I don't know why. I feel like I have boogers. Sorry. Okay. What do you think? Do you think he'll get first-degree murder, though? Do you guys honestly think he'll get first-degree murder? With all of that evidence, it's not really a lot of hard evidence. The female human tooth and the burn scar, yes. That's awesome, Helen Johns. I hope so too. I really do. I also wanted to let you guys know that I will be donating 20% of my super chat to like different causes every month, and the people that donate to the super chat will help me decide what cause to donate to. So I make 50% selling Mary Kay, and I'm perfectly happy with that. And I work very hard to get that 50%. So I have no problem with working very hard for YouTube. And Super Chat takes 30% off the top of your money. So I can give that other 20% to a good charitable cause or help somebody in some way. And I can just take the 50%. So I wanted to let everybody know that if you did give me a super chat, you will be getting a vote in who I donate to the following month when they give it to me. Whoop, whoop. I wanted to let y'all know that, I wanted to be able to give back for this little community that we built together. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Also, every 500 subscribers that I hit, I will be doing a giveaway. So make sure that you get into every giveaway. This giveaway went from 1,000 to 1,500, and we will do the drawing once we hit 1,500, and I think I'm at 1,400 subs right now. So then the next giveaway will go from 1,500 to 2,000, and when we hit 2,000, we will do another giveaway, and I will keep giving you guys stuff. So I still won't be making money on super chats that you give me, because I'll just be giving it right back to you guys in drawings. Oh, thank you, Millie M. I am in Eastern NC. East CAC. My dad used to live in Sevierville, though, JB. Today, they read into evidence 17 letters written by Frazee trying to get 12 individuals killed by hitmen. Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the video, Raul. And the people that he wanted killed, you guys, I did screenshot that. I told you at the beginning of the video that his prison inmate, he tried to get to kill Crystal Kinney a few times. He said that they all needed to disappear. I said this at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I'm getting ready to read you guys the list of the people that he put on a list and gave to this other prisoner, like I told you earlier. And he said that he told him several times to kill Crystal Kinney. And the people on the list was Agent Greg Slater from CBI, Sidney Kinney, Crystal's dad, Daddy McIntyre, Crystal's mom, Colton Kinney, Crystal's brother, Christy Kinney, Crystal's aunt, Joe Moore, one of Frazee's friends, the one that said that he told him no body, no crime, Wendy Clark, which is Joe Moore's wife, Chad Lee, which is Crystal's ex-husband, Cheryl Barrett, which is Kelsey's mother, and Kennedy Kenny, which is Crystal's brother. Can you guys believe that? If this man gets off, wow, there will be destruction in his path. I cannot believe it. I agree. Very good point, Kanani. That's right, girl. Yeah, the witnesses need to be protected. And Crystal is probably his first target. So if he walks, these people have to be protected, and he's not going to walk. Scott Reich said that he might get off, though. Maybe I need less Mountain Dew so I'm not so loud. I'll take it down a notch. I know. I wish we could have seen it too. That's why they didn't. I think, Leah, that's the reason they didn't release the prisoner's name, is so that the defense could not say he was just doing it for 5 minutes of fame. I honestly think that's why they didn't release his name, because that would make him less credible. If they released his name, the defense could say, see, he just wanted to have his moment in the media. I wish that we could have watched it too. I wish we could be there for closing statements. That's what makes me wish I was a fly on the wall for that. You guys. Yes, agreed, Janelle. Praying for the Barrett family. The letters were written in Patrick's hand. That's true. Thank you, Raul. I didn't know that. That is something I did not know. I appreciate you so very much. Yeah, well, hopefully that hopefully the female tooth, what are the odds that it would be in the burn pile, right? Helps sway the jury. Or him saying no body, no crime to his own friend. This was his own friend that testified against him, not disgruntled anybody. This was his own friend. Or what else was some damning evidence? Asking about getting her blood out of his clothes. It's all circumstantial except for the tooth, and it needed to have a bigger piece of DNA on it. Oh, that makes even more sense, Silver. Yes, you're right. Yes, I believe that she was afraid of him at times, but she couldn't be too afraid to be having sex with him after the murder. Before, I understood why she was afraid of him and having sex with him, but after he murdered someone, I don't think that I could do that. I think that's where I draw the line. My love is over after that. Thank you, Exploring Human Behavior, Miss Jane. Oh, yay, Millie M. That's good. So Scott says that I haven't watched him in a couple of days, but did he say that he still thought that he might get off or he might walk, Millie M? Yes, scary dude. And I just imagine how re-victimized Cheryl was when she saw her name on that list. Her daughter has already been murdered, and now to know that the man was plotting to kill her and her other child. I mean, this poor mother has been through too much. Way too much. Hopefully they will start a new case against him for these new solicitations because people are now fearing for their lives. Yes, he needs to be charged for this. There's a lot of people that have been lying lately. I know that's right. Yes, Millie M. Is Scott Wright changing his mind? Raul, another interesting point is that Patrick provided 3 code words for the hitman to use when contacting old Ma Frazee: elk, horses, and Red Angus. Old Ma was supposed to help with expenses to Idaho. Oh. Thank you, Raul. You have been a blessing to me. You really have. Sending me those discovery links for the case when this first started on November 1st was amazing. And I just want to say I appreciate your loyalty and support and all of your help. Yeah, she did. She did. She admitted that she had sex with him after they cleaned up the condo or the crime scene. Yay, that's good to know, Melly. I think if I'd seen what Frazee did to Kelsey in front of his own daughter and been ordered to clean up his mess, I'd be very afraid of him. You're right. You're right. I mean, I've had a gun held to my head, and I did a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have done without that gun to my head. So you're right. I'll give that to you. And we all don't know what she was feeling. People have different levels of fear and different levels of strength to persevere. So I will give you that, Silver. What surprises me is that Scott Reich made a statement a few days ago that Patrick would walk, but a smart lawyer would never make such a prediction until all the witnesses' evidence was revealed. I agree. I didn't really even want to make a prediction, and I'm not even a lawyer until I heard the whole case. That's why I wanted you guys to hear all the evidence that he had against him and then tell me if you thought that he would get first degree, second degree manslaughter, or walk. Or will he get hit with all 8 charges, which are first degree murder, 3 counts of solicitation to murder, burning the body, and moving the body. I'm sure he was charged with child endangerment too, because you don't do that with a child in another room and not get charged with something. Yeah, by creating like some kind of shocking prediction or something. I don't get it. Yeah, she was eating some Sonic. Yeah, she was. I saw that video of her waiting for her big drink. That drink was huge, and she just sat there waiting for her food. She was turning around all normal. She looked pretty calm and not scared to me. Janelle, you're absolutely right in that too. So I see what Silver's saying, and I see what Janelle is saying, and so it's a very fine line in the middle to predict what was going through her mind. Oh, I never heard that, Ivy Lou. I never heard that rant about Shanann's parents. And I was going to ask you if it's okay I read your email or your what you posted that you were trying to email me about what we found out about the missing NK chapter. I did screenshot it, and I was going to read it to them to see what they thought. Your points 1, 2, and 3. And I was all into watching his content. I loved him too, so I'm gonna have to go check this out and see what you're talking about. I totally believe you. That is awful. How could he do that? Yeah, she is being charged, but it's a slap on the wrist. And I hope, Brandy, that she gets the full max sentence, the 3 years. I hope that Crystal at least spends the full 3 years in prison. I'm going to be so mad if she gets house arrest. I wonder what she said he said something about Shanann's parents. It's on his latest Cadle video. Yeah, she does have a strong stomach. Yeah, she's only going to get 3 years. Do you want me to read it, Ivy Lou? I mean, it's your content. I want to make sure that you're okay with me reading your comment to everybody in here. And if not, it's totally fine. We can just keep talking about Patrick. It's not a big deal at all. I just wanted, and they can just go find it themselves if they want to. It's on my NK video, the missing chapter. And it was some other information that Ivy Lou had found for me about it. Thank you, Janelle. Okay, so Ivy brought us some more information about what was going on with that NK chapter and what was said about her. And so she said that Kundalini rising is when the solar plexus chakra is activated, and it literally feels like you're burning in hell all over. It's not just a one-time occurrence. It keeps happening to you over the span of your lifetime. Once it's activated, it literally means serpent rising like Satan. It's literally found at the base of your spine. And so, in my opinion, Chris is admitting he's had backdoor intercourse before on himself. Yoga. Okay. So I was friends with an alchemist from Russia that explained yoga poses are invitations to allow demons to possess someone. He said that the poses are animalistic and it attracts demons. I'll send you this video here on it. The brown drink was more than likely ayahuasca, which is highly illegal in the States, but people still do it. In small daily doses, he would have experienced what he said he did. And over time, taking daily would build up in the system and produce this situation. I do believe Chris here, even though he had his hand in it. I believe this chapter because she knows this area very well. It's in Russian, but there's subtitles, and this guy has unfortunately passed away and was just an awesome alchemist. and it is on, you can get this link on my Nicole Kessinger missing chapter video under Ivy Lou's, so you can go watch that about what she was talking about. So I told you guys they opened up Pandora's box when it comes to NK, and they were playing with fire and the spirit world and controlling minds and psychedelic drugs and witchcraft and lots of stuff. And I am just, it just makes a lot of sense. It puts a lot of stuff into place. And by no means is Chris like looking at any differently because Nicole was doing this to him. He still did what he did. He could have gotten away from her. He could have broke it off, and nobody would have been doing anything dark to him. So that's the way I see. Yeah, I agree with that on the Patrick Frazee case, Raul. Exploring Human Behavior is doing a video on the missing chapter, you guys, if you want to go subscribe to that channel and check it out. I know it's not popular opinion, but I don't care that KK did not get charged with more. She cut a deal. PF will be convicted because KK talked. That's true. That's true, Ivy Lynn. I don't know. I didn't hear him rant about them. I am wondering the same thing. People say yoga gives you that. Watch for this argument by Crystal's attorney. Crystal won't be safe in prison and should get parole or monitored house arrest. That's true, Raul. They're going to play the whole media coverage and say that she's not safe, like Chris was not safe, and keep her out of prison. You're right. Are you a secret attorney, Raul? Are you a lawyer? I'm thinking you're a paralegal at least. I hope the nursing board takes her license. They should. I can't believe she's still walking with them. A lot of people are not finding much on Dwayne. Raul, if you want to email me some stuff on Dwayne, I'd love to leak it. Here's my email. I'm sure you're not going to do it, but just in case. That's my email for anyone. Yeah, she's still in nursing, Penny Sue. It's really sad. I'm sorry, I beg to differ with all due respect. Yoga does not open up any doorways. Drugs, yes, consenting does. You can't be forced into these things. It's all free will. Well, when I did my video earlier, I did say that even thank you, Millie M. Even the author said that there was two different types of this thing. That there was Gaia, I think, or Gaian in the yoga, which was perfectly normal and nothing dark about it whatsoever. She said that, let's see, let me just, and the other one was the philosophical part of it. Let me just find it. And that yoga sometimes gets confused with the two, but yoga has nothing to do with it. They just took some stuff away from yoga to create. Okay, Gaians believe that the mind, body, and spirit brings harmony when aligned, like yoga. Okay, that is the physical part of that, Gaians, and the normal part. It's perfectly normal. There's nothing weird or demonic about it. But then there's another practice that was branched off of that is called the Gaians, that is more like a philosophy and a pagan religion. Okay, so there's two, and people are getting the two confused and getting mad that I'm making yoga dark or saying that it's demonic. It's not true. I was just reading Ivy's perspective on some information that she got from some research to that for some people, but I have made sure that I clarify the difference between the two, the Gaian's normal mind, body, and soul alignment for yoga, and the philosophical pagan worship followers cult Gaians. And they have taken some of those things from yoga and taken and just muddied the waters. Yes, that's fine. And I wanted to put the information out there. It's okay. You don't have to apologize. I appreciated the information. I like seeing everything from both sides. And so I can decide for myself. And I appreciate anything and everything that people contribute. I just thought that it was ironic. There is research on this, and other people have covered things like this. And that this poor Guyan has taken away from yoga. I know, but there is some normal yoga. There is people that just do yoga to align their body and to get in touch with their nature side and stuff like that. It's not all dark. I don't want to give yoga a bad name at all because I actually like yoga. I usually go live, Janelle, twice a day at different times because I homeschool my son and I work from home, and it's just different times. I could never set a time. Both me and my son have Asperger's and ADHD, and so we are at full throttle all day long, just going at 100% speed. And then we both crash at the end of the night, and we get up the next day and we do it all over again. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Sorry. But yes, I'm all about supporting other YouTubers and getting as much of this information out there from as many different creators, because why just hear my opinion when you can hear my opinion and exploring human behavior's opinion and other people's opinion, and then you can decide for yourself. We seem to get biased and clouded when we only listen to one person's perspective. Let's see. Sorry for going off topic. In 1984, I was introduced to Mary Kay, simply the best makeup ever, and I was so pleased when I saw your last video. Do you know how Mary Kay started her skincare makeup? Yes, I do. She was tired of being overlooked for corporate jobs and head position jobs by men, and she just started her own business going door to door. And do you know that Mary Kay and my mom that was murdered by my stepdad has the same exact birthday? Their birthdays are on the same day. I meant to put that one on there. Yes, I agree, Brandy. My heart does too. I feel ya. When my granddaughter and my son are here, it's crazy here. Which channel? Mine, Janelle? Thank you, Janelle. All right, if you're talking about my channel, it's been here for about 6 months, but I didn't start making videos until October 12th, a bunch of videos. I made a few videos throughout the year, but I really started dedicating to this channel on October 12th. I sell Mary Kay, Exploring Human Behavior. I love it too. My skin is amazing. I actually look younger now that I've been using Mary Kay than I did when I was younger. Yes, my mom was murdered by my stepfather, and he got away with it. He got away with killing his first wife and his second wife. And my mom was running up and down the street screaming for help at 2 o'clock in the morning. And she was found on her front porch dead the next morning. And my stepfather, I know 1000% did it. He actually molested me from the time I was 4 years old until my mother lost her life. And I got away from him and never saw him again. So she didn't die in vain. He may have taken her life, but she gave me life by allowing me not to have to live with him. And right before she died, I had actually started my period. So he could have, you know, so it doesn't eat me alive that he's walking free because he's on his deathbed. But there once I got strong enough to want to take him to court, the stupid states that it happened in has 7 years. I could have only went after him up until 7 years after it happened. So the last time it happened was 14. So 7 years after that would have been 21. I would have had to done something by the time I was 21. So yes, that's why true crime means so much to me. Is I would love to have my mom's cold case opened back up and him be charged for it, even though he's almost dead because he drank his liver to death. Hi, I'm new here. I heard your name mentioned in a comment section on another YouTube channel as we were discussing the brown. Chris was told that it was diopatase. D-I-O. Here, let me type it in the comment box. Diopatase. Chris was told that was it, but someone else said in one of my comment section it started with an A, but I can't remember what it was. But that is what Chris said it was. She was a rock star, Mary Kay. Thank you, AM. And that's the word for it. Foxlove believes it was ayahuasca, but you know it is something else. I was 14 when my mother was murdered. Thank you, Foxlove. That's why I'm here. Since I've started my channel, I have a woman that I'm mentoring that is in active addiction right now. I have another woman that is actually in domestic violence that reached out in the chat box of one of my videos. And so we're talking, and if I could just help one person to show them that we can survive these things, that these things do not define us, and what other people do in our past and in our lives does not mean that we can't move forward. It doesn't mean that we can't help other people from this happening to them. There's got to be somewhere along the line that I could have been saved from that. And if I can help in any way, shape, or form with the experience that I have, then by all means, use me. Let me be a vessel. That's right, Janelle. Thank you. Diopatase is the mineral crystal gem. Hold on. Where did it go? That's what Critical K and Sherilyn were talking about that. That's what Critical K said. That was a crystal, and she looked it up and she goes, "Well, I don't know." So she was very vague about that. She said that was what was in the drink, and then she asked all of the people that were in the Patreon if that was a narcotic. And then somebody got it confused with something else. So Critical K looked it up and she said that it was this healing crystal. And then Sherilyn Cadle said that that's what NK told Chris was in the drink. So it didn't make sense to me either. I think what was in the drink was something that Chris was or that Jim was giving him, because Jim was part of this cult too. You know, whatever you need to be given to have a Kundalini awakening. They were prepping him for the Kundalini awakening, and whatever the mineral is that people give. But one of my subscribers said that it was a whatever the rest of you guys are saying it was. Ayahuasca. 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 I don't know how to spell it, but I'll type it right here. This is what other people are speculating. The author did not say this, but we do not know that the author did not get this information from that YouTuber that already got this information. Huasca. I think that's how you spell it. Yes, I wouldn't watch her either, but she was the first person to get NK's missing chapter. Critical K went on Dr. Oz on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, Critical K promised that if you paid to be in her Patreon group, that you could hear the missing chapter. And I paid just to get that missing chapter. And when I tried to share the information, I got booted from the Patreon and doxxed and everything by 400 of her Patreons. I'm sorry, Brandy. I'm sending lots of love your way. I wouldn't, you guys don't judge me for watching your channel. I went there to get that for you guys, and I got it for you. I got that for you before anyone else knew about it. So I mean, I wouldn't watch her either, but I did it for you. So don't hate, participate. Tried what? That ayahuasca stuff? No. No one knows. Why would I know what happens after or what you got to do before? She was just speculating in the chapter. Would you guys like me to read the chapter again? You guys want to hear the NK chapter again? Let me just read it. I do not know anything more than what the author put in the book and held out as a missing chapter. So this is what I signed into Critical K to get this missing chapter, thinking that I was going to get some juicy information, and all I got is what another YouTuber already put out, Unveilerness or Unveilorous, put out a long time ago, and this sounds exactly what Critical K stole from her. And she even got NK to give her a public privacy strike over it, and she had to take it down. So let me see. All right, here you go. I already read this on a video, you guys, and but I will do it again right here. It was labeled chapter 29. And it was starts off, it was the very end of the book. Her lawyer made her remove it because she thought that she would face legal action if she left it in the book. And it starts out with dark spirit with Christopher, yes or no. After sentencing, a lot of things made up, shocked, and made us take notice. The author believes that something that went on shows dark activity. Chris was passive and adored by those that were in his life. They think he is the best thing since sliced bread. Then says, how did this happen? Is this the truth or is there stuff we are missing? Well, while researching these things, the author noticed that none of this was brought to the media's eye. Why did the FBI not put this in the public? We are left weighing whether or not she had a part, meaning NK, and if this implicates her in any way. The author thinks NK, quote, had control of Chris's mind. She may not have took part of the murders, but definitely had a heads up. NK was part of a movement called Gaia Worship. It is a new pagan religion that you can get information on at environmentcology.com. So you would type in the word environment and then put ecology after it as one word and then put .com if you want to research further. NK's biz was called Setya. It was an LLC based out of Aurora, Colorado. She closed this business just 3 days after the FBI first talked to Chris. Another woman named Amanda, according to the address on this business, was in business with NK as well in this LLC. And if you look up and do some research on Setya, the author said it is a concept of virtue in Indian religions. It means truth, but it also means Satan. And she said in Latin, but I don't believe that, but that's what the author said. And that the Setya company was based off of some ancient old Indian guru. It was named Satya, but it's spelled Satchya, Rasha. And he had a middle name, but I forgot to write it down. And he was a cult leader that created a cult and was said to be a healer, and he caused a bunch of disasters. And he said that he got power to cause these disasters by getting more and more cult members in the cult. And she said that in Greek mythology, Setya means Satan. And if it is mentioned that she could have closed it to avoid news seeing information. So she disregards all this stuff that she says and says maybe NK just closed it because she wanted to be out of the media's eye. Just like she went into deep describing of demon possession in her book, but when Dr. Oz asked her about demon possession on the show, she acted like she had no clue about it. So she made sure to cover her butt and say, yeah, maybe she just closed her business to not be found by the media. So then she said that Chris said he did not know all that she did in this following or this worship group, but she had crystals all over her house. And she never left home without carrying a crystal. And she said that Chris just assumed that she collected them. But she did, in front of Chris, when they went on one of their trips outside, she held one of these crystals up to the sky and told Chris that that was the way that she communicated with her grandmother, I believe, but it cut out in the recording. I think she said communicate or pray. That was the way that she communicated or prayed to her grandmother. I can't remember which one. And that she chanted while she was holding this crystal up into the sky. and that we all saw in court documents. Then she goes into saying that Chris searched for 2 hours one night trying to find Nikki some jewelry, and that while he was searching those 2 hours, he was looking for a crystal that Nikki had wanted very badly, and that he spent 2 hours looking for it. He never knew much about why she desired that kind of crystal, but he knew that it was green or red, and that then she goes into the whole part about Nikki being able to make him fall asleep for an hour, that he would be talking to Nikki and then he would remember just going out and an hour would be passing and he would wake up and finish his sentence. So he felt like that she was putting him in a trance. And the author speculates that she was mind controlling him, but says we have no clue really because Chris blocked it all out. And then she talks about the drink that NK concocted with herbs and never informed him of the ingredients. She just put some minerals in there, but she admitted it was for his spirit, not his body. It wasn't like a cleanse to detox his stomach or to get regular or anything like that. It was a cleanse for to give him a spiritual awakening. And so he told the author, Chris did, that he did not know if it had anything narcotic in it. And so she asked him if he thought that it did. And he said that she said that there was diopatase in it, but he didn't know what that was. Now, I'm thinking that she's confused and that the diopatase was the crystal that Nikki wanted really bad. The crystal that he was searching, and that we don't know what was in the drink. And because earlier she said that Chris didn't know what was in the drink. But then all of a sudden she said it was diopatase that was in the drink. But I think she's just an old lady that got confused and that it was diopatase that Chris was searching for, the crystal for NK, and that other stuff was being put in the drink, either narcotic, non-narcotic, whatever it was to help cause this Kundalini awakening. And she said that he was not sure if it was narcotic and that it was translucent, dark, clear, green, healing crystal that is used for a pre-awakening. The awakening is part of this movement. The awakening is where they want to get you in this movement. That if you want to be a part of this movement, you have to be in the awakening. And this is attributed to Chris Watts' stomach pain and opening up things that they could not guarantee so they were opening up this like portal to this demonic stuff that they weren't trained or educated enough in dealing with. It was like they're open to the dark world. And so that when NK owned her business with the Amanda girl, the Amanda girl was practicing Kundalini out of that business. So she was advertising that this was something that she was doing as part of that Setya LLC. And that the diopatase, which I think was just the crystal that she wanted, would awaken your spiritual heart. And Chris admits that this is only what NK told him. And I was wondering personally, did they target Christopher ahead of time because he was weak-minded and not so smart and socially challenged, and they felt like they could brainwash and control him more? But Chris told her it is very, very popular with young people in Colorado now, this new movement. And so out in nature, it was something that they were trying to get in touch with their spiritual awakening when they were out there. And that the Gaians believe that it's in something kind of like Wicca, and that it is a pagan religion. And NK was allegedly a follower and a worshiper, and NK would go MIA for 30 minutes at a time when they would go on these little nature trips, and she would be either doing, she thought that maybe that was when she was doing psychedelic drugs, but that was just the author speculating. Chris did not tell her that she was doing that. Chris just told her that she would disappear for 30 minutes at a time, and that this following, or these worshipers, do use psychedelics to open up the mind, and crystals are used for chakra energy tools. And they also, in this following, they will fast and do macro diets and count macros, and NK did this a lot, we all know. So they were channeling spirits and other weird stuff. And the author goes into that these awakenings can be very intense, and they can cause serious side effects and dig up things deep inside your psyche. And if you have an awakening, lots of energy can come out of it. And they do lots of sacred, weird sex stuff in this following. And you're supposed to have guides that guide you through, that are educated to be able to see these things. And I'm sure NK pretended to be one and wasn't. And the author says that you can look up Dr. David Foley. He said it could cause great chaos, like breaking off your marriage, or getting fired from your job, or bringing up old trauma as if it just happened to you after you have one of these awakenings. And if this happens in the wrong way, it can affect you negatively and cause inner issues like lack of energy or weight changes, either losing or gaining rapidly, or changes in your looks and your mood and your personality and your diet, and things in your head. And if you're not ready for it, it could be unmanageable, resulting in drug use, abuse, sexual experiences, or life events. It could cause a chaos, and it needs to be approached carefully. And NK had weird sexual routines that her and Chris did daily, and decided Chris's food intake, and gave him these drinks every day. And he would drink them and be mesmerized by her. And that is how the end of the chapter went. That was the missing NK chapter. So there was a 5-hour Patreon for that little bit of chapter. So Sherilyn Cadle is ad-libbing a lot to these chats. So, I mean, if you guys want to go be an AD's Patreon, she will probably talk and talk and talk. She is emotionally vomiting everything that she listened to with Chris, or she is lying. It's either one or the other. She's either needed to get it off her chest and she's just talking and spewing it all out, or she's lying and trying to get more hype for her book. Okay, so in view of all this info, him drinking this tea, which in all probability a hallucination, it could be possible, but this hallucinate caused him to murder the family, not an excuse, just wondering. I don't know. I haven't processed all of this or thought about it enough. It is very deep and weird. He did put the interview up on his YouTube. That's good. I do too, Tracy. When did it happen? Last night or tonight? You're very welcome, Miss T. And if you guys missed it, you can go to this. I read those exact notes on my video that is on my channel that says NK's missing chapter. And I read it at the very beginning, so you can just watch it and get it there if you want to hear it read again. It's the missing chapter. It has 2,200 views on it. And I posted it 24 hours ago. I posted it 24 hours before that, but I got bullied and it took it down, and then I put it back up because ain't nobody bullying me. Who's Alan Watts? Foxlove. Yeah, I believe that she was proud to be a witch. She was proud to be into all that darkness. My brother, you guys, was in a cult, and oh great, they moved to Colorado because they felt like it was safer in Colorado to run their cult. And he was a part of it from the time he was like 15. And this cult leader takes in young teenagers that want to get away from their families, and they do church, and they're in the home, and they're all, I mean, the leader of the cult, his name is Butch, and he's had people following them, and they lived in Colorado. And my brother got a staph infection, and they wouldn't even let him go to the doctor because they didn't believe in that kind of stuff. And it was in Colorado. That's right. Oh, really, Foxlove? That's good information. Thank you. It is heavy and bad. Yeah, she probably did microdose him. She probably gave him some Molly, lots of stuff. Let me just grab something over here. Woo-hoo. Okay, I will be spending the rest of the night going over my NK second interview, because that will be my next video. I promise you guys. My next video is her second interview. I'm going to write it out into a monologue. Let's see what my daughter said back about Rodney Reed. Did you guys hear that Rodney Reed got a stay of execution? Rodney Reed got a stay of execution. Yes, he did. That's my kid. She just said, whoop, whoop. I know y'all already heard it, but yes, that just makes me so, so happy. He's going to get a new trial. And even if he's convicted guilty in his new trial, it's better than being put to death on November 20th. That was his execution day, you guys, was November 20th. Today is what, this 15th? He had 5 days to his execution, and he got a stay. A stay of execution. I know I shouldn't be like singing it all happily. Is somebody gonna die? But it makes me happy. Yes, it was. Oh no, I think that was the author. I honestly don't even think that Chris said these things about Nikki. I think that she even admitted in that chapter that Chris just thought she collected crystals, and he knew that she was just part of this movement, and a lot of young people were in it. I think that the author went around digging about it and found that video with the unrevealness that put it up 7 months ago, and she even got a privacy strike on it. And if to get a privacy strike, you have to be the person. It can't be the mom, or it can't be anybody, the dad. It has to be the person that the video is about to get a privacy strike and get it taken down. And so she got a strike for it, and she even made another video after that about how it had to be NK that did it. So she called this 7 months ago. How do we know that the author isn't just saying what this other YouTuber said? And it's true. I do believe it's true, but this other YouTuber came up with this 7 months ago, not the author. The author is taking credit for someone else's content, right? Or am I wrong? Is she not taking credit for this other girl's content? You don't know how many people, when I read this chapter and put it up yesterday and the day before, have emailed me and showed me this unrealness YouTuber that has said these exact words about NK's business and the name of her business. She just has a foreign accent, and so it's kind of hard to understand that she's saying set ya, but she is. My name is Dee, and my group on Facebook is Dee's Nails, and I've always said Dee's. Like when someone says whose is it, you add an S to it, it makes my name plural. So I'll be like, that's Dee's. And so instead of spelling it Dees, I spell it like Dee's, Dee's. And then the beauties. And then I call my customers humble beauties, my subscribers humble beauties, because you're all my humble beauties. And I didn't want to spell it out as BEA, so I made it beauties. Beauties. It's humble beauties. Just like D's nuts, Anthony Levy. Yep, you got that right. But it's D's nails. The Church of Satan is located in Colorado Springs. Get it, girl. Thank you, Anton. Let me just see if you're on the list. Pretty sure you look like somebody from my list from the other group. Michael. Wonder if Anton is Michael. Michael Jones. Kind of looks like the picture. What was posted 30 before I ended my live earlier? Crystal? Well, welcome, Anton. I'm happy to have you. Yes, they are my beauties. Why was there evidence of her searches or rituals on her text messages, etc.? Why do we hear all this voodoo now? I told you, exploring human behavior. I think that Sherilyn Cato stole this from another YouTuber, just like she stole everything in the book from Discovery. Thank you, Miss T. Get it, get it. Yeah, I agree. Not sure what's true with this author either. Penny, you know what, honey bunny, you are entitled to your opinion, and that is welcomed here. You know, you can't be a true crime channel and not have a prosecution side and a defense side. If we were all prosecutors here, it wouldn't be an open, discussion. So I appreciate what you're saying. Be honest, be real. Don't be swayed by other people's opinions. Really? Is that true, Miss T? I was wondering why you said that. Let's see. I love my followers. They're great. I don't see any of them getting crazy. What do you mean? Let's see. So if Nikki was a snitch, would that make her a witness and be entitled to witness protection? No, I don't think she was entitled to witness protection ever. I think harder drugs were involved. There we go, ladies. I'm 42, from Chicago, married 24 years, never ordered Mary Kay, but thinking about it, watched your nail video earlier and it sounds good. Okay, sister. Well, on December 2nd, I will give everybody my website for my Mary Kay so you can order. It's not active right now, but you can actually go and look on it. But don't order until I'm active on December 2nd. And a lot of people are gonna probably give me flack for my name, but it's okay. Let's see, where were we? Be true, give loyal love, ring the bell. Thank you, girl. There's a lot missing from the discovery. We don't know what Chris Watts may have lied about to her, just as he lied over and over. Exactly. Feisty taco. No, I haven't checked my email since the last time I talked to you, Charlie. Me too. I love their Enchanted Wish, exploring human behavior. I got rid of Anton, you guys. Don't even worry about that fool. And if you guys see a troll before I do, just type their name in and I'll just go up and block them. That's how I will block people. If my subs want somebody blocked, I will block somebody for my subs. Unless it's ridiculous. You guys have to have a good reason. Critical K, Janelle. She doxed me. And I only say bullied because I ended up pulling my video down, but I'm okay with it. Nobody needs to do nothing about it. I'm moving forward, and it's all good. Of course, Tracy, just send it to my email. Okay. Yes, Tracy, send me whatever you want. Okay. I think we're good now. Ooh, I gotta go turn my heat off, y'all. And you guys know that the devil is in the details. Always, always, always. If blood is in the water, more will come. Do you want us to let you know? Yes. Yeah, it does. It does mention that, Tracy, but he also tells her he's not going to be able to do that for her in one of those interviews too. And she said that she's not expecting it anymore. They met on eHarmony, Felicity Strong. I guarantee you, NK and Chris met on eHarmony back in whatever month it was before she searched or when she searched. Chris and NK met on eHarmony, guarantee it. And they had been seeing each other for a year when this happened. Yes, Julie Johnson is absolutely right. He was sick of interviewing her. He was tired of listening to all her unimportant details and having to fish between what was important and not important. So he just wanted to boot her. After Chris confessed, he didn't really care what she had to say. He answered her messages at 2 a.m. before Chris confessed. But as soon as he confessed, he quit even interviewing her at all. We all should explore human behavior with Miss Jane. She does a lot of Chris Watts and narcissism. We will definitely do that, Charlie. Thank you. Yes. It's okay. You can talk about the metaphysical Fox 5 love. Of course you can. I don't even know what that word means, but you could probably give me a definition of it, I'm sure. Sounds like you know what it means. But like seriously, Miss T is right. Thank you, Jackie. I've actually, besides Anton, I haven't had any trolls over here. They're all, if they are here, they're playing nice like I did in the Patreon that I was in. And it's okay. I haven't had many problems. It's all good. What's wrong, Brandy? Oh, you're kind of annoyed. What's wrong? I'm reading the chats, Jackie, as fast as I can. What do you need, love? I don't understand what's going on. I don't see anything going on my end. Nobody is being inappropriate. Okay, first of all, if you guys are going to argue about metaphysical in my chat, please tell me what it means. Somebody give me a definition, or I'm just going to Google it so I get an unbiased definition. Okay. I have no idea what is going on. The essentially metaphysical questions of the nature of the mind or of characteristics of metaphysical poets. What do you mean by metaphysical? Woo, Mama needs some glasses. All right, so metaphysics is a type of philosophy or study that uses broad concepts to help define reality and our understanding of it. It explains inherent or universal elements of reality which are not easily discovered or experienced in our everyday life. And that was from PBS. An example of metaphysics is a study of God versus the Big Bang Theory. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, let's not have that's like talking about politics. We're not going to talk about politics or religion here, period. Okay, thank you, Miss T. Okay, so let's see, hold on. There, that fixes it. Okay, now let's get back on track. Me either. But it's okay. Let's get back on track. We are talking about Patrick Frazee or the NK missing chapter, or I'm going to go eat some food. I don't want to get involved in no back and forth over politics or religion. You guys don't even know how I feel about religion. I mean, I'm not bringing it to the table, so don't bring it to the table the way you feel. Pretty please. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much for your honest opinions and your theories and your ideas and helping to shed some light on all this information that we were given in this missing chapter. I appreciate everybody putting their heads together, giving me the research that I need, sending me links, helping me to unmask, kind of, so to speak, this whole timeline and how much of a role she really did have in all of this. And I'm not taking away from Chris's role at all. He is still just as much responsible as he was before I heard about this. But now that I know about this, if I believe it, I'm still trying to process whether or not I believe it. But if I believe it, then I now know that she had a bigger part in it. That's all it did for me. It did not relieve any of it from Chris. It just made me think that NK has a bigger part in all of this. And I cannot wait, Julie, to find out what the verdict will be on the Patrick case. I'm psyched. It's okay, Chronic Life KB. I'm getting ready to go too. You guys have been amazing. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes, and I promise you this: you will never catch me on a live for more than 2 hours. So I just don't know how people sit on their hiney for that long and do lives for that long. I mean, I could do a marathon or something if we ever decided to do that, but it would not be for that long. I would have to take breaks. And I am looking for people to bring on to tell your survivor stories. So email me if you have a survivor story of addiction, a survivor story of domestic violence, male or female. I would love to bring somebody on. If somebody wants to come back on later on tonight, it's 10:15 already. But just email me, and I may think about coming back on at midnight if somebody wants to tell their story. I've been talking enough today. I need a break. I would interview someone and ask them questions, but I just definitely am done talking. This been flapping these jaws all day. But thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Remember, we are super close to getting 1,500 to do my next giveaway. And we will continue to do giveaways all the way every time my channel gets 500 new subscribers. And we just did a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. And now we're going to do a giveaway for 1,500 not very shortly after that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys. You all have a wonderful night. If I am going to see you again, it'll be at midnight in an hour and 45 minutes. So email me if did I block the right person? There we go. So email me before midnight if this is something that you would like to do. And if you are a troll, you will get put in there. And as soon as you say something silly, you will get removed. So don't even try it with me. But if somebody really does have a story that they have been wanting to share, I will be more than happy to bring you in with just your voice, because I don't try. Your first time will be just your voice. So I don't trust bringing on, while I have all this hate going on from other creators, bringing somebody on video, because I don't want to get in trouble for what they might do on that video. So that's okay, Feisty Taco. Anybody is welcome to email me and talk to me just directly. I do not need to share it with anyone. So you are all welcome to do that. And let me know if there is somebody in this chat that I did not see that I needed to block. Did I miss anybody? Okay, it doesn't look like it. It looks like everybody's been on their best behavior. So thank you so much for everybody's love. And I may see you at midnight. If not, it will be tomorrow evening, because I am taking my son and we are getting out of the house tomorrow during the day. So I will be back tomorrow night or tonight. So thank you all so much for your comments. And I'm sorry I didn't get to read them all. Hit the like button, and thank you all for your love and support. Bye. Bye, girls. Bye. Bye, boys. Bye. Well, that's hard to say. And don't hate, participate, and don't hate, appreciate, and don't hate, regulate. Yes, Miss Jane, I've already subscribed to her a long time ago. She is awesome. Beth, you're absolutely right. If you guys have not subscribed to Miss Jane, get on over there. Get on over there. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.